We got some more of the King of the Hill for you. We got some Farrell playing John. Lillian, I don't know if you're still here, but hopefully you enjoyed seeing some 8-rack. I realized I disqualified myself from the event, so we're going to have Justin play some 8-rack, but Robert wanted to play some more Grixis Shadow. So
whatever list Lillian sends us is what I get to try?
Yep.
All right, I hope it's a good one. Anyways, so we're going to see some John versus Burn. We do have an IQ going on this weekend. We would love to see everyone out. It starts at 1 p.m. It's on Saturday. Yep, it's going to be modern. Yeah, we'd love to see as many of you out that can actually, you know, show up. I know a lot of you in Europe, you know, random places. So
yeah,
if you are close and you don't want to spend time with your family anymore, yeah, you don't want to spend time with your family anymore, show up.
Unaleska Seance, thank you for following.
Unaleska Seance. That follow means you get 50 points, so that's 2 entries into winning this commander deck. So 3-hour drive. Yeah, it's a 1K.
We are in Ohio.
Yeah. We're in Ohio. Cincinnati, Ohio, Mason, Ohio. We play at the GameSwap in Mason, Ohio. It's where all this is set up. All the players that you see like to show up on a daily, weekly basis, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, come out on Saturday. Get yourself queued for the Invitational, and you can see Justin and I there.
Yeah, sadly, both of us have... Yeah, it is a 1K. It's not completely worthless for the 3-hour drive. Not to mention you get away from all your parents on the holiday trip. Long trip for you? I've made some pretty long trips on pretty low EV. Like just started learning, you know, just started getting into competitive Magic. I decided to take a trip to Rhode Island. So, you know, it was a nice 12-hour trip.
Yeah, Justin and I will pretty much go to any event within 8 hours for us for an open at least.
Yep.
For the Invitational, it's going to be about a 9-hour drive for us.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
The furthest I've ever driven for an IQ was 3.5 hours to Lawrenceburg,
Florida.
Indiana.
Yeah, 3.5 for an IQ. Yeah. All right. Okay. Maybe Florida is not the most ideal for you. There's definitely ones closer than
maybe we can have
Ohio.
Skype you into the tournament. Is that a thing we can do?
That'd be sweet, but I don't think that's I don't think we can, you know, dictate his plays too well like that.
Shucks. That would be sweet to do, but unfortunately, I guess we can't.
Yeah.
We don't have the technology.
I think the rules are just against it.
Yeah.
Should do a moto tournament with our viewers. I mean, that'd be cool, but I don't think that's actually possible.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, Matthew is suggesting a moto tourney, FaceTime. If there was any way for us to like set up, like, you know, he just sits there. It's like we play for him. You know, we just sit there. It's like he just gives he calls in the FaceTime. We're sitting there holding like the phone for him. He tells us, like, we have like headphones. He just tells us which card to play. We set the card down for him. You know, give any
right.
Nothing other than what his plays are. Could you imagine doing that and then just making like the most incorrect play? Just like sitting there like,
but I don't wanna. Do I have to? Okay.
It's like you just have to put your hand down, like, here you go.
So I'm pretty sure,
just for a classic.
If you're
classics aren't that bad, IV though, Teddy.
If you're attacking with a Goblin Guide, I'm pretty sure the thing you most want to see on top is a Thoughtseize. Like, I'm pretty sure you're just actually excited to see that on top.
I mean, 2's better than 3, right?
I mean, yeah.
They are different numbers. Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt. See, look at those pretty Lightning Bolts.
Yeah.
Over here telling me you get $500 Lightning Bolts.
What, the Judge ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Judge ones are so much prettier.
I guess I could technically get the Judge misprinted ones.
I didn't know they're... Oh, the ones without text?
Well, the ones without text.
Yeah,
I mean,
those are really sweet. I haven't actually seen those in person, but I've seen those online.
Kind of like the Brandon kid who won the GP. I don't actually know who won the GP. What's the story there, Teddy?
Yeah, you'll have to let us know. I know Adrian Sullivan won the GP this last weekend.
$500 bolts. One sexy Zendikar land. I don't see any Zendikar lands.
I think they're talking about
the Blood Crypt. That makes sense. Yeah, Farrell's got a lot of them.
Yeah, he's got an all foiled out deck, and he's dead.
And he died.
Those foils couldn't save him here.
3 damage to the chin. It just looks like missed the match. Rough, Lillian. Rough. Yeah, we had 3 different people play it. No, we had 2 different people.
Unfortunately, Lillian, I did disqualify myself from the event next week because I played some 8-rack.
Decided to get himself disqualified there.
Yeah, Robert wanted to play Grixis Death Shadow against it, so I played some 8-rack. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot better than I expected. And Staring Bridge is a good card.
Yeah, I agree. Oh yeah, no, I've seen something like that at the Star City games too. I think it was his father at that time, but
yeah, that is definitely cool to see a parent be willing to do that for their child.
Yeah. All right, so what's Farrell got to bring in here?
He's gonna slam as many collective brutalities into his deck as he can, and maybe some kitchen finxes.
Is that all you ever want?
It's just
if
collective
you have
brutality.
black decks, you just get collective brutality. That's all they get.
Yeah.
Nothing else. What if they ley line them?
Then
Some white ley
collective
lines.
It still kills the creature.
God. Right. Yeah. Luke's the albino Cavalier is referring to our when we top 8 at the Star City Open in Atlanta, the team event. We were sitting there like, it was like we day 2'd, and then his dad's like, oh, so does that mean you have to play tomorrow? We're like, yep. And then we made top 8. And he's like, all right, so how much longer is this gonna take? It was like, we don't know. Could be like an hour. It could be 3 hours.
Yeah, just every time we'd win a match, his dad was just like, are you guys serious? Can you guys just lose already?
Can't you just lose?
Because they were waiting to go to Florida until we were done playing for the day. Luke and his dad were just leaving straight from there to Florida. And then we made top 8. He's like, oh, great.
Here's me trying to be happy for you guys.
It's like, come on, man. We just top 8 and open. You're just being this salty.
What's up, Cat Nabis? I didn't actually see you type in there.
Hey there.
Good to see you. Feed the clan. That's what I want to see.
Yep.
Zach's the good guy here? I mean, I guess. I don't know. I feel like Farrell's the good guy here.
They're both great guys. I think this should end in a draw. It's too bad Flame Rift is not in Modern or Price of Progress.
I mean, that first game only lasted 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't think that's actually correct. I think something messed up, but that's okay. Kind of correct. Yeah, Zach is very knowledgeable about his burn deck, and he's definitely had some rough interactions with people in the past, but he's gotten a lot better, and I want to applaud that.
Yeah, these are both definitely guys that are masters of their deck.
Yeah, they don't play anything else. These are the decks that they play consistently over years, whether the deck's good, whether the deck's bad.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've both been playing it for almost 2 years now. As long as I can remember them playing Modern, they've been playing these decks.
I don't think Price of Progress could ever actually be legal in Modern.
Yeah,
I just don't think it could be a
agree with
format. It would just be burn. You just burn people. Like even if it was printed, it just couldn't actually exist.
Flame Rift, I feel like could be.
Yeah,
that
Flame
card's
Rift
definitely not too good. I mean, just like a monocolored Boris Charm, but worse. Like I don't even know if that would see play if it was Modern legal.
I don't know. Like you always sit there and you're curious about cards that deal damage to yourself. It's like never that big a deal, but things like that add up.
I mean,
you just never know.
Does it see playing Grixis Shadow?
It could be, yeah. I don't know. I just feel like there's still better cards.
Yeah. Yeah, Price of Progress would even be really good in Standard.
H-Rash, with that exact same ideology, if Price of Progress was legal in Standard, people would not play dual lands because of that.
Yeah, Mono Red would get a lot better.
Which, I mean, we just came out of a Mono Red horrid season, or 2 years, was it? Kaladesh, Mono Red. Alright, we're going to attack for 1. JK, he got kicked. Because this is Sparta. I mean, Jund.
Yeah, guys, make sure to get your entries in. Giveaways coming up here soon.
No, I don't think we'll ever see Price of Progress. We'll never see any kind of like true hate cards ever printed again. Nothing to the extent of like Price of Progress, Back to Basics, Blood Moon, Armageddon, like those things. Like you'll see some like targeted hate where you get something positive out of it, like Alpine Moon.
Yeah.
Blood Sun wasn't even that bad.
The most oppressive legacy burn card that I could see getting reprinted would be Sulfuric Vortex. I'm not sure that that would be too powerful. It would definitely be good, but I feel like that one is fine for Modern.
Yeah, it's 3 mana. I would say 3 mana is about where you want it to be for Modern, so it's not like you're really powering that one out, nor do you necessarily want to. Liliana's going to chip away at the burn spells. It looks like Zach's choosing to keep the red-white land. That makes sense. It's funny because even you have 2 mountains out already, and there's only, what, 3 mountains in the deck, I believe, most of the time? 3 or 4?
3 or 4, yeah.
So, like, Farrell could actually just cut him off white by putting that, by Assassins trophying the white land. I'm not sure that's correct, but I think Field of Ruin is the best main deckable non-basic hate we've gotten. I agree. Yeah. Field of Ruin is probably the best that we've gotten in a very long time.
Yeah, for sure.
Cletus. All right. Good thing we're not Moto, because we're not going to crash now. Cletus used to cause Moto to crash.
Gotcha.
So.
Yeah, wouldn't it just restart the match? Oh, is he double bolting at Cletus? I mean, I guess you kind of have to.
You kind of have to, right?
And then you can see.
No, I think Zach's just packing them in, realizing he's not gonna. He can't just start throwing the burn spells at Cletus, and then Farrell's too high to life total for him to actually burn him down.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, Teddy, imagine how good Jataxian Probe would be in these new Arclight Phoenix decks. If Jataxian Probe wasn't already banned, I feel like it would be with this current Martyr metagame.
Yeah, there's no way Jataxian Probe could survive with an arc like Phoenix.
Yeah, like they're already playing 4 gut shots just because it's a free spell. Giving them one.
Like how many free spells could we realistically get? Could you imagine like just having the Noxious Revival?
Yeah.
Like so you you cast a gut shot, you pay 2 life to like Noxious Revival, or like Jataxian Probe in response, you Noxious Revival, gut shot back on top. You start looping.
Yeah, that seems pretty good.
It's not 2-0 yet. It's 1-1.
Yeah, it's 1-1 currently.
Yep. So they both 1-1. It's typically, typically Burn always wins the game 1 matchup. So when game 2 and 3 come around and everyone gets to fine tune their deck, gets to cut out the Thought Seizes for the Jund, that the matchup becomes a lot better.
Yeah, Jund is typically pretty favored against Burn in my opinion. They just have a lot of ways to gain incidental life with things like Kitchen Finks, Colitis like you saw, Collective Brutality, Scavenging Ooze, and they just present a really quick clock with Tarmogoyf. Just get them dead typically before Burn can kill them.
Free spells are always too good.
Yeah. Yeah, Phyrexian mana is something that is definitely overpowered.
Yeah, people who say Birthing Pod and Splinter Twin need to come back in Modern should probably just go away. They've clearly never played against either of those decks.
Yeah.
And boy, those decks were miserable.
Man, I can't wait for Splinter Twin to get unbanned. So when they put a Splinter Twin on their Pester Knight, they had to gut shot it. Man, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, and then they also have Dispel up and
No, they think you're tapped out.
oh, okay.
That's why it's got to be gut shot.
Yeah. So what if they do Deceiver Exarch?
Then 4 gut shots.
4 gut shots. Yeah.
Twin really wasn't that oppressive. It was just the fact that it was so prevalent is why they decided to give it the axe.
Can you do me a favor and name a different blue deck that played during the time of Twin? How many decks went on turn 3 currently? A lot less than you want to actually think, Willie. I'd say there's a lot that if you Goldfish will win on turn 3, but as soon as you interact,
there's a lot of Modern decks that try to win on turn 3.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of just the state of Modern right now is try to be linear, try to kill your opponent as quickly as possible. There's very few decks that actually try to interact.
Farrell's down to 10. I mean, this is the start that Zach needs, right? Now, Farrell untaps with the Collective Brutality. I think the game's over.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I played a long time during that meta, and honestly, it was kind of this miserable meta that was like either you had to play this combo deck, you had to play combo decks to compete with Twin, in hope that they didn't kill you on turn 4, which was definitely possible since they could interact and then just kill you. Or you know you had to play extremely grindy decks like Jund.
Yeah.
That way you had answers to literally everything that they were doing. But there was no reason to play a blue deck that wasn't Splinter Twin based.
Yeah, it was pretty much just Splinter Twin and Infect were the only 2 blue decks I can really think of.
Yeah, I'll say. That is when I got an IQ top 8 though with Dig Through Time.
Yeah,
Back
Dig Through
then.
Time was a busted card.
Yeah.
Duress.
See,
That's pretty good.
Delve.
Yeah.
Good mention there.
Yep. Any kind of cost reduction. Just like, I mean, essentially Arclight Phoenix has a cost reduction on it, right? I mean, you're getting it for essentially free.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is cost reduction. Like, free spells are busted, always.
Your Jeskai controllers can win on turn 3 consistently?
No, that's never even kind of possible.
So is that when you terminus your opponent that has a board full of humans and they get frustrated and concede? I've never done that before.
2015 Modern? If I remember that one. I think my favorite Modern was the one right before the Jace Bloodbraid unbans.
Yeah.
That's when it truly felt to me like you could play anything you wanted.
My favorite constructed meta was in Standard during the
Farrell's
Cons
at
block.
1, and he's dying to
Oh, yeah, Farrell's dead.
double Goblin Guide.
Yeah, my favorite constructed meta was when we all had the 4-color decks during Cons block. I was playing the 3-color Jund blue deck, or Jund white deck. Yeah, the one with Siege Rhino and Kolaghan's Command and Goblin Dark Dwellers to flashback your Kolaghan's Command to get more Siege Rhinos.
That was a standard day.
Just Siege Rhino deck.
Yeah, that was like my least favorite standard format in a
Oh,
long
that
time.
was great.
I hated that. That was dumb.
That was the one I did the best in. And then I also did pretty well in the standard format after that, which was Green Red Ramp. That was when I went to my first RPTQ. Was then, and I came in 9th in the RPTQ, which was kind of rough.
Luke, I want you to know that the reason Farrell was on camera this round is because we're doing King of the Hill today, and Farrell won the last round.
Yeah.
So, you're wrong. Just to put it out there, you're just wrong.
I don't know if last round it was more of Farrell winning or Robert losing, because Robert didn't do a whole lot.
That's just the shadow deck versus removal decks, though.
I mean, yeah. It's the shadow deck when they draw a bunch of lands.
Yeah, I mean that's actually a fair point, A-Trash. Like we'd probably be at that point even without the unbans, because honestly, Jace and Bloodbraid really haven't done that much to the format. But I mean, Humans has consistently put up, 60% of a meta every single week or whatever.
Yeah.
They're never like 60% of the winning decks for every week, but they're always the most popular deck in a room, which doesn't really make sense. But
Yeah, I mean, Jace and Bloodbraid really aren't even good modern cards right now. They're just essentially, like filler cards in the decks that would already be doing all right. Like, Blue-White definitely uses Jace to good effect. I mean, it lets Terminus be a much more viable card.
yeah, Terminus wouldn't exist. You'd still be seeing like the Infinite Supreme Verdict, Wrath of God.
Yeah, I mean, Jund would
Variants.
still be an archetype without Bloodbraid. I mean, we even
Yep.
see, like, a lot of people shooting to play green-black instead of Jund. Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that, A-Trash. Like, there's just so much
kind of.
speed in modern. Like, I would
Like you
be
had to
fine
either be
with
faster than Twin or have enough removal to stop Twin.
Like, I would definitely be okay with Twin coming unbanned for like a month just to see how it goes. But that's the hard thing, is you can't just have like a trial period. Like, it's kind of like it's got to come off or not be not come off.
Teddy, to put it simple, Zach had a busted start and decided to kill his opponent dead
Yeah.
with all of his burn things.
Yeah, I can agree
The
with
format
that
is
call.
definitely solitaire.
The format is 2 ships passing in the night, and whoever can do their thing faster.
I like
Most
the
of the
8-ball
time.
deck, I'm just saying.
8-ball is the best shell for Bloodbraid.
Do you know what the 8-ball deck is?
Oh, is that the
It's like Coco,
oh, that.
like Coco
Okay.
into Spark Trooper and Ball Lightning
Okay.
deck.
I was thinking 8-ball is in like you put out a Trinisphere or Blood Moon, because you know wet ball.
Oh. Taming Sphere is what wet ball though. Did you say that
Yeah,
we're
you
gonna
got
get
wet
another
ball,
match,
3-ball.
Matthew? It looked like you said. Okay.
Yeah,
we are
we've got
actually gonna
another
get
match moving over right
so that's
now.
pretty cool. I think my least favorite thing about Twin H-Rash was the fact that you could sit there and play a perfectly reasonable game with him, and then get to top decking points, and it's just like, end your turn, do this, untap, gotcha. Great, look at me, I won. I earned that.
Yeah, one of my
Kind
least
of
favorite things about Magic is kind of those just gotcha, I won. Like
Yeah, it's
2-card combos. It just makes it feel like you didn't even play a game.
It's like, oh, great. Well, I feel like we were playing a game, and then this happened.
Kind of the feeling when your opponent attacks you with a Blighted Agent on turn 3 and then throws 4 pump spells on the table and you're just dead.
Kyle, what's the most in-between card on the modern ban list that you could actually see coming off? Like, could you see a GT ever come off?
No, I don't think GT would ever come off. Like, I feel like if a card were to come off, realistically, it'd be Stoneforge Mystic.
No. I mean, like, I understand. Like, there's definitely cards that, you know, we all are, you know, shooting for, like Stoneforge Mystic. I personally think Punishing Fire is fine to come off the list.
Yeah.
But, what do you think? Like, you know, GTA, what about, like, Green Sun Zenith? Do you think that could ever come off the list? Or you fight the same problem of the green decks just become too linear because they're doing the same thing? Like, everything becomes, like, the value decks or whatever.
Well, like I was saying before, like, we can all speculate on these things, but we just don't know. Like, we've seen the no-ban list modern, but that was just kind of overrun with Storm and Eldrazi because those are just much better than anything else you could be doing. But it'd be nice to say, like, well, Green Sun Zenith is unbanned in Modern for a month. Let's see how it works out. Let's see how the format is with Green Sun Zenith. But unfortunately, that's just not something that they'll allow you to do.
I mean, I agree, but, you know, live in a world of hypothetical with me.
I mean, I definitely think that they're fine. Like, I would definitely like to see them unbanned, see how the modern metagame shakes up.
You think we could ever get what's the elf card in Legacy? The glimpse of nature.
Oh, Glimpse of Nature.
Could that ever come off the list, or is that just too powerful?
I think that one is going to be pushing it a little bit too far. But
Probably.
if we also get Punishing Fire at the same time, then maybe that the interactive decks would kind of push down elves.
I don't know if that's kind of like actually like I don't know if Punishing Fire is a good combat to Glimpse of Nature because they fight on 2 different axes, don't they? Like you just have to keep playing spells. Punishing Fire is like, oh, I can kill one, but it doesn't really stop it from going off.
Yeah.
There's no like Gaia's Cradle in Modern though. Not really. You have Growing Rights, but
Right, it doesn't really count. You're just hoping to have a bunch of elves that tap for mana, like a Heritage Druid that'll just let you combo off.
Big Bear, if you want to go back until when Oath of the Gatewatch is, go watch Pro Tour Oath of the Gatewatch, and you'll see something. You'll see why Eye of Ugin is going to stay on that list forever.
Or just go
At
to
this
the
point.
last SCG con and look at the no-ban list modern.
Yeah. Eye of Ugin has no business in Modern. Turn 3 Devoted Company, turn 3 Karn, 2 decks I just hope to avoid. Right, yeah. Does the Justin's deck here actually have the Devoted Druid combo?
Yeah, it does.
It does? Okay. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, it has Nightfall. It has like the Retreat to Coralum combo, and then it also has the Vizier and Devoted Druid.
Yeah. Do you think we could ever go back to a world where, what is it, Punishing Shoal or Burning Shoal, in fact, could exist again?
Well, I never got to see that in person, but I did get to see it in no-ban list modern. But if we're trying to be as uninteractive as possible, I mean, that is a deck that can easily win on turn 2.
I agree. Yeah.
So, sure, why not? Let's give it a shot.
Ban looting and stirrings. I agree. Like, Teddy, at the same time, if they're not going to ban looting and stirrings, I feel like they should at least consider unbanning preordain.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense that one's on there and one's not.
Yeah, I think Ponder is probably still way much better than all of these cards. My English was great there.
I mean, I'm still under the assumption that Simian Spirit Guide and Mox Opal should be banned.
I agree. ban strings and looting. You're not actually removing the incentive to abuse speed as much as possible. Kinda A-trash. Like, you'll be surprised what removing cantrips that help promote decks, like slowing down decks because they don't have the cantrips to find the right cards do to actually impact the format. Aether Vial and Moxo will become bannable next. I can agree that Mox Opal is definitely a bannable card, but I don't know if Aether Vial is ever a bannable card. Mental Misstep is a card that will never come off a ban list ever. Just the formats that, like the matches you get to play, you play because Mental Messed Up is miserable. I feel like you're just, you know, suggesting all of the worst possible cards as well.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to try to want to fix a format with bannings.
No, yeah.
Then you just kind of get down a rabbit hole of, well, if we ban this, then why aren't we banning this? And then why aren't we banning this?
Scry 1, draw 2, sorcery speed. 1 blue, scry 1, draw 2 at sorcery speed. I think at sorcery speed, that card's not playable in Modern, though. I mean, you have Treader Course, which is just straight draw 2 cards, right? And that's not even really playable. And you have Discovery Dispersal, which is actually preordained for 2 mana, which you can play in multiple decks. And that's it. It hasn't seen play yet. I'm not saying it'll never see play, because Surveil is definitely a different creature than Scry is.
Yeah, A-Trash, if you're going to go after a Birthing Pod, or if you're going to go after Aether Vial in the same regard as Birthing Pod, then Collected Company could easily ban in that same regard.
I believe Collected Company is much more bannable in Aether Vial for if you're thinking like pod issues.
I see a Bugler into a Knight of the Reliquary.
I mean, Luke, that's definitely a possibility. I don't know if that's necessarily a good idea, like a good way of thinking about it. It just says that they're not putting Metalcraft specifically in the format, so there's no heavy artifact theme.
I know that Cat can't see this, but I want to let everybody know that Robert Meadows is standing behind us with the sign that says Free Twin.
Free Twin.
Oh, and you can't see it at all.
Yep. There you go. A little bit. Free Twin.
Yep. Robert Meadows is getting rid of his twin. It's free.
Yep. He's releasing it back into the world, and maybe it's gonna get out there. I mean, A-Trash at the same time, you're saying Coco warps your deck, but Aether Vial definitely warps your deck. Like, you have to play creatures, enough creatures to even want to put Aether Vial in your deck. Also, you can't play too many expensive creatures because then you can't really play... Can't really, like, use the Aether Vial, and what good is that? I mean, yeah, Vial has the same issues. The same with what's the land? Cavern of Souls. Cavern has the same problem. They're gonna keep printing creatures. That's never gonna get removed from their, you know, card types. So Cavern's just gonna get better in time. And at what point do we start banning Cavern? I mean, I've heard more than enough people say that Cavern needs to go already, and I don't think that's true by any means. But
yeah.
You don't think Natural Order would even be good? A 4 mana win the game card would not even be good.
I'm kind of with you, Yagua. I am definitely fine with seeing some unbannings potentially, but it's really hard for me to kind of say that there's a banning that's good for Modern. Because I feel like there's so many decks that are just on the equal power level.
Yeah, like, I wasn't actually talking about banning a card. I was like, I wasn't like very interested in banning a card. I was more interested in
just theory crafting, really.
Yeah, just seeing like the world that we would live in if some cards were unbanned.
No, I definitely think Mardu's still strong in the meta. The SCGT mode went over the weekend. We saw Mardu Pyromancer that's playing Arclight Phoenix, and that deck seemed very strong. Arclight Phoenix just kind of gave them an extra angle of aggression because the deck was typically just really slow, but really good at stalling out the board, and that helps with that issue a lot. And I think that the deck looked pretty good.
Yep. So, Tron's doing Tron things over there. He doesn't have any Tron guys. He has none of the Tron, but he's got the Tron lands out.
Yeah, I mean, we can see that there's an Ugin in his hand, which is going to be insane when it resolves.
So if
Not a whole
Justin
lot that
has
he can
a
do about
collected company, it's going to be... I feel like he's still in this game otherwise. I feel like we're pushing up daisies otherwise. You don't like... I'd say, I don't know. I've always been back and forth on Mardu. Mardu gets access to all the most powerful enchantments in Modern. But at the same time, none of the other spells in Mardu are too incredibly powerful.
So we see another Knight of the Reliquary. Terrell is essentially going to be forced to play this Ugin here. Or looks like there might be an Ulamog in his hand as well. Can you cast that? He's at 10 mana exactly, so yeah, I could just see him go for Ulamog.
It's Ugin. No deck can beat an Ugin.
No.
Yeah. I also agree that there's no reason to ban Tron. I think Patrick Sullivan said it best. Why would you want to ban a deck that doesn't do anything for 3 turns?
Yeah.
Its first 3 turns, no matter what. It's just playing lands. Sure, on its 3rd turn, it's going to cast something crazy good, but you're guaranteed to have at least 3 turns of setup or whatever. Yeah, like, Mardu is great at, like, you get Worship and Blood Moon, which are, like, the best, hate enchantments in Modern.
Yeah.
So...
You also can get Leyline of the Wood.
Yeah, Leyline. Rest in peace, Stony Silence.
Justin's just throwing his cards around. He is more than dead.
We are doing a giveaway. We have... What time is it? We got about an hour and 4 minutes to our giveaway. So if you have not yet entered... Make sure to get in there and enter. We're giving away Mr. Lord Windgrace himself.
Yeah, we're doing the Nature's Vengeance Commander deck.
All right, not just Lord Windgrace. There's more in there.
Yeah, if you haven't entered yet, there's plenty of ways to enter. Do exclamation point enter. Then you can say how many tickets you want to get in. It's 25 points per ticket. Plenty of ways to get tickets. If you subscribe, you get 500 points. Just for watching, you get points. 5 points per 10 minutes you're watching if you're not subscribed, and 10 points per minute if you are, or 10 points per 10 minutes, sorry. And then just for following, you get 50 points as well.
Yeah, so at the very least, give us a follow. You get to hear me, banter about random, oh wow, that's about 20 cards.
That's about, yeah, give or take.
It takes a lethal amount of damage.
And he's dead.
I'm guessing we're dead here. Yep. Containment Priest in Modern? Oh, I like that one. They go to Through the Breach and that doesn't do anything.
Or in response to an Aether Vial.
Yeah. Get them out. Yeah, I definitely think there's some cards in Legacy that we could see printed into Modern. If there's a way to print cards directly into Modern.
Yeah.
So I feel like Daze is actually a perfectly reasonable card. It gives tempo decks an actual chance in Modern.
Yeah, that's fair. There was talk that Counterspell was actually supposed to be printed in Ixalan, and last minute they decided not to. When they did Wizard's Retort, it was actually supposed to be Counterspell.
I believe that.
I mean, I don't think
Wizard's
Counterspell
Retort
would be...
was Dominaria, though. So Dominaria is what you meant?
I believe it was supposed to be in Ixalan, but
Okay.
I think that they decided to do Wizard's Report and Dominaria instead. I don't know. I'd have to ask Scott, because Scott was the one that told me.
Okay.
But, I mean, I think Counterspell wouldn't be too powerful for Modern. I mean, I feel like it would honestly be fine.
Leovold does stone nothing in Modern. I actually kind of believe that. Like, at one point, I would say Leovold's way too powerful, but You can't show me a Sultai deck that's better than Jund deck right now, and I think
Is
Leovold.
Leovold a human?
No, he's an elf.
Shucks.
Yeah, he's an elf advisor.
That'd be.
I mean,
very
he's
happy to
probably
play
still in the
Leovold
humans deck though.
Yeah. He might be a little bit too hard to cast. But
Yeah, say he's only got the blue, which is your backup color, but you don't really want to name elf, but I mean you just pay 3 mana.
yeah.
You name advisor already, right?
Right.
You have 2 different advisors.
Yeah, you have that and Gaddock Teague.
Yeah, but I mean you can't show me a Sultai deck that is gonna be better than Jund, in my opinion, or Abzan for that matter. So, you know, for the pure sakes of giving Sultai a chance, I think Leovold's probably fine. I'd be more interested in seeing Shardless Agent or Baleful Strix.
I think Baleful Strix would be a little bit too powerful, but I'd be all
Baleful
for.
Strix, the 2 mana 1/1 with flying, it's too powerful.
I mean, it's essentially just like a creature that would trade 2 for 1 with anything. Like,
I guess.
I don't really think humans can thrive in a format that just has Baleful Strix. Like,
So you're saying if they print Baleful Strix, you're saying humans is less good because they can't just attack into a Death Toucher?
I mean, just having a card that's going to trade 2 for 1 with anything, yeah. I mean, I think that's pretty good against pretty much any creature deck that's willing to attack on the ground.
So you're saying one way to beat the Human's Menace is to print Baleful Strix into Modern?
If your target is to beat humans, yeah, I think that printing Baleful Strix in Modern would do that.
I mean, yeah. You know, just nail in that coffin or whatever. But
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good against like any creature deck, like I was saying, like Eldrazi, Elves. I mean, not necessarily Elves, because that one's trying to combo you. But yeah, I think Baleful Strix is a little bit too powerful.
okay, fair, I guess. But what about Shardless Agent then?
Yeah, I think Shardless Agent is fine. Like, the most busted thing you can do with the Shardless Agent is cascade into Ancestral Visions, which would be very good, but
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be format breaking.
I mean, there's no brainstorm to set that up. You just have to do it blindly, so it's not like it's very likely most of the time.
Yeah.
You think Strix dumpsters Jund more than humans?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
probably.
definitely very good against them as well. Just like I was saying, there's any deck that's wanting to play creatures and attack with them.
I don't know. I mean, I think it gives Grixis Control a real chance. So I think it gives Grixis Control a real chance at being like a deck in Modern.
Yeah, I mean, Baleful Strix, call against command, get back Baleful Strix. Seems pretty good.
Backup beatdown plan. What else is in Legacy that we could see in Modern?
I mean, we have pretty much all of the Legacy Grixis control deck in Modern, besides the mana base. I mean, like, the things you're missing are what? Brainstorm, Hymn to Turok.
Baleful Strix.
Yeah, Baleful Strix. Like, if you were to get Baleful Strix, like, you get the pieces that are great. Like, Hymn to Turok would be insane in Modern. Hymn to Turok would be very good.
Yeah, I don't think Hymn to Turok could ever be in Modern. Say the closest we got was what, Whispers of Emrakul or something like that?
Yeah. That or Risefall.
Risefall. Somebody Risefalled me the other day.
Yeah.
No, they Risefalled me. I believe it was the 4-color Shadow player that I was playing in regionals, and he managed to not hit my Terminus out of my 3-card hand.
Rough.
And that Terminus killed him. So that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I can agree with that A-Trash. But I still think it'd be very good in Modern. It would just dismantle all the combo decks that are running around in Modern. It would make them very hard to, do their
Yeah, so
thing.
you might underestimate the power of Hymn to Torok, discarding random cards a little bit there. Yeah, random cards is just so powerful. I don't know. I don't know what else to do. It's like, oh, I don't get to choose. You don't get to choose. Yeah, I don't want you to hit my lands. Just the fact that I can randomly discard lands.
Right, yeah.
Make the game non-existent because of it. What about him? You can literally, when you, yeah. I just think it would make the whole format on the whole worse because it would just further incentivize graveyard abuse.
Yeah, right. Him discarding Phoenix, that's good for you.
You can target yourself.
I guess.
how many Phoenix you got in your hand?
Right.
You just need to put them in the graveyard, cast the spell, and put them in the graveyard.
Seems great.
Just saying. It's a possibility. You've been seeing the Legacy decks running around with Intuition for 3 Phoenix or 3 Creeping Chills?
Yeah, I've seen the ones with 3 Creeping Chill. Blue Black Delver with Creeping Chill seems sweet.
Yeah, I saw that. That was sweet.
Yeah. What, you're just brainstorming on top and then thought scour yourself? Is that their plan?
Well, there's that. You could cast Intuition and just get 3 Creeping Chills.
Yeah.
And so your opponent has to at least take 6 and give you a Creeping Chill. So that was pretty sweet.
Seems gross. Probably the best discard enabler I've seen in Modern as of late was actually Ross Miriam playing against Red White Eldrazi. They go turn 1 Eldrazi Temple, Simian Spirit Guide, Simian Spirit Guide, Simian Spirit Guide, Reality Smasher. Ross goes Lightning Axe, discard Prized Amalgam, trigger the Reality Smasher, discard a Stinkweed Imp. Seemed pretty sweet.
Yeah, I can't imagine, like, you know, you mold a 5 and you get your perfect opener, you know,
Right.
you turn 1 Smasher, and then your opponent just goes Lightning Axe, and you're like, oh, well, I guess I'm here.
Right. Yeah. Like I guess I'm dead.
I gave you more value. Yeah. I think there's about 10 minutes left on the clock, so I'm gonna hop off and get a drink.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna take a little break. Remember to enter in the giveaway. Get your chance at winning Lord Windgrace.
Yeah, just on an hour left for the giveaway, guys. So make sure you get all your tickets ready.
Yep. And then we'll be back shortly after some nice replay matches where you'll probably get to watch me.